We can hop between them a little bit as well. Um, uh, but for the viewers, for the viewer, um, let's go for this one. Does this work? Go to game. Now I'm gonna go back, and here we can, if we just open all of these, hang on, open a new tab, then we can maybe just keep an eye on some of the other games as we go. But for the most part, we're going to focus on a single feature table, which is going to be this one. And here we go. We've got Matt the Lesser, Kadudaki Turkla, Red Rain, Kezelu. Now, I'm not that familiar with. This is where I'm a bit out of the loop. I'm not that familiar with. I've not seen much of Red Rain and Kezelu playing. Obviously, I'm familiar with Matt Lesser, but I am not familiar with Kadudaki Turkla at all. So if you're familiar with these guys, let me know. Let the record show that I didn't see Swarmlings in that game. So we've got Matt Lesser, who is a legend of the game, 659, currently 12th in the world on Elo, has won everything, has won Terra Mystica Choose League, has won TM Tour. Sorry, I use Edge because this computer is my driving sim computer, and I had to kind of delete everything, including Chrome. So yeah, don't judge me. I'm using Edge. Matt the Lesser, Division 1. Did Matt win Division 1 Season 3? How can we actually check for sure? Fourth, second, first, and then retired. First with Swarmlings, Cultists, Darklings, Mermaids. 45, so a while ago. They're bidding. So we'll do this. Super Charney. Red Rain won an Ariza season once with fan factions. I did not know that. So Kududaki Turkla, I'm not familiar with. They are Scandinavian, so that means they are automatically good at Terra Mystica. 553, 69th in the world on Elo. Yeah. So I'm not familiar with that. I don't know if they have a different username. Red Rain, Arena Champion. Currently 607 Elo, 29th in the world. And Kezelu, I have met at Terra Mysticon, right? I think. 595 Elo, 40th in the world. So strong table with some big names. And here we go with the game. So it's Auron, Swarmlings, Fakirs, and Alchemists. So we've got some good factions. Swarmlings, say what you like about them, but we've got Auron, Fakirs, and Alchemists in the game. So this is good stuff. In terms of the setup, we are on base map. Are we? Base game, mini expansions, no landscapes, no fan factions, just great stuff. And I think I should familiarize myself with the rules of the 2-key cup. But we've got 4 games going on. The winner of each game is going to go into the final. The excellent lustrous. I'm going to say I was going to say the lustful lustrous, but the excellent lustrous is going to stream the final in a couple of hours' time. Um, are there any other rules of the Two Key Cup? Uh, it's classic, just classic settings. Um, time control. So because we're in a BGA tournament, each player is allotted 30 minutes of thinking time. If any player's timer goes below 0, so we can see all the timers counting down on the right, uh, they just have to pass for the remainder of the game. So they might still win. They might, have done so well that they can still win. Um, and but they just have to pass for the rest of the game. Sound. How do you turn sound? Oh, there's sound. So that is the setup for this. So we're on base map with classical factions. We've got all the scoring bonus tiles in. We are missing worker power. We're missing temp ship, and we're missing the spade. So it's going to be fun to see how folks can get dwellings out. All the scoring tiles is maybe why you see swarmlings in. But you're going to see alchemists digging without the spade. You're going to see Oran. Is it going to be a tall Oran game? Oran versus Swarmlings for the Colts. Interestingly, we've also seen Oran and Fakir's bid before Swarmlings. So let's dig a bit further into that. Why do we think that is, gang? Fire Within. Hi, Fire Within. I'm not. Are you in a different username? Are you just? Are you new to these parts? But lovely to have you. Wysoma. They are bidding for Kiers. Hades. Hey mate, how's it going? Good to hear from you again. And in Hephaestus Halai game, cultists. Wait, there's a Hephaestus Halai game. Oh, Halai is playing. I mean, that is another good table. We're going to keep an eye on the other tables, but we are going to focus on this table for now, and for the major part of the stream. If you're just joining, hello, I'm EJ. This is the Terra Mystery Cats Twitch channel. We bring you every so often superb Terra Mystica content, and this is the Two Key Cup, and it's going to be a good old time for the next 2 hours or so. I'm also going to let people join. I'm on my own here today, so if anyone wants to join me on the voice chat for a little phone-in session, we can talk about Terra Mystica, we can talk about this game, we can talk about whatever you want. But I'll introduce that in a sec. To begin with, let's get to the bottom of what's going on with this auction, because we've got currently Fakirs being bid down to 32, and we are go with the game. So here we go with the first round of the Two Key Cup for August 2025. Lustrous' cool tournament inspired by the old days of the Fire 2 tournaments. And we have Matt the Lesser playing Oran. We have Kududaki Turkler playing Alchemists. We have Red Raim on the 32 bid for Kiers. And we have Kezelu, who takes the 40 faction, which turned out to be Swarmlings. So obviously we've got Swarmlings in the blue, black, green color sandwich. We've got Fakirs off on their own in the color wheel. That's why we see Fakirs getting bid. Always nice to see Fakirs getting bid. In terms of this track, which we didn't look at, we've got double air rewards to begin with. That's going to be interesting for Fakirs, Oran, and Swarmlings. And then Towns round 4. And at the end, it's trading posts and trading houses into the final round. So potentially low scoring on the track, but we're going to see scoring from the bonus tiles. So getting shipping to get those dwellings out in the absence of the spade is going to be interesting. Wysoma, D1 green is fun here. Okay, D1 green. Is that fun? I don't think I would particularly enjoy that. We've got a big old leech party in the west here on C1, D2, D3, and we've got swarmlings stranded out in the east currently with no neighbor. Alchemists join Oran in the north, and in the center we've just got Fakirs and Oran together. So this is an interesting setup. Alchemists take the big building bonus tile, and it is big buildings in round one. That leaves Fakirs to take a priest. They will hope to get a flight. Well, will they hope to get a flight in, or do they send that priest to air? Answers in the chat. And then it's coins for Swarmlings and Oran. And the Leech kicks off in the middle with Oran going. Players are playing, it feels to me pretty quick. This is where, as a reminder, this is the Tukey Cup. So because we're using a BGA tournament, a BGA Board Game Arena tournament format, we have 30 minutes each, so you have to allocate your playing time a little bit differently. If you get down to 0 on that clock, you just have to pass, and that is the end of your game, but you can still score and potentially still win. Swarmlings upgrade in the west, and it's down to Fakirs to decide who they're going to give and share the leech with. And Fakirs are partnering with Oran, which you love to see. Oran and Fakirs joint together there. And this is a fun game. Now, let's see. We said we had a 0 bid in the Halai game. So here we go. This is the other game. We're going to focus on the main game that we're looking at, but it's fun to see cultists down on 2 after digging. So I guess they were bid to 0 against a 40 faction giants. 40 in this. No, I mean, that is interesting. But we return to our main game here. We've got 4 games going on in the background, which we can see going around. Let's turn the sound off there. Wysoma says green wins now. That leech from Fakirs is enough to give them the win, is it? Matt the Lesser piloting Fakirs. Sorry, Matt the Lesser piloting the Oran. And building the strongholds. We've got the early stronghold from Oran. That will let them try and take advantage of those air cult rewards. So yeah, Hades, it is Stronghold Oran. Alchemists have taken the early priest action, which strikes me as being slightly interesting. I guess are they shipping and then hoping to get some digs going with the stronghold? Stronghold blunder. Okay. Fakirs get the priest to air, that coveted early priest to air, to give them 2 workers at the end of this round, and digs at the end of round 2. And this is it. We're playing Tournament Terra Mystica on a weekend. It is great to have you all here. Hi everyone, I'm EJ. This is the Tukey Cup. If you are in chat, say hello. Say who you think looks good at this early stage of the game, and say how much you love Terra Mystica. Yeah, so as we're going, I haven't been streaming or doing much recently, so I mean I feel like I want to. I've not been that around Terra Mystica. Well, I've been around Terra Mystica, but I've not been kind of involved much. I've been playing my TM tour and stuff. I'm interested to catch up a bit. One thing that I saw is arena settings. What are current arena settings? Let's talk about that because it looked like they were weird. We've got Terra Mysticon coming up in October this year. Terra Mysticon, which is an amazing event. I'm like really unfortunately can't make it this year, but I'd like to talk about that. Chat if you're planning to go to Terra Mysticon. Give some Terra Mysticon hype in the chat. Shout about it. What are you excited for? Where are you traveling from? Um, back in the game go. Back in the game though. We do have Auron um, getting some places on the air cult. They've got their Air 2 favor tile, and they've used their stronghold action to advance on air. So they're looking good for those early rewards. Strongholds up for Swarmlings, as you'd expect. Still no double digs yet, and it's now offered to Matt the Lesser. He can burn for the double dig, and yeah, he can take the double dig now, ahead of Fakir's. So you got to assume that he will take that now. Although, does he really have anywhere to double dig? Not particularly. Yeah, it's an interesting having the green with the black up there in the north. Alchemists build their stronghold, so they get the big power boost from the Alchemist stronghold. And now it's a bit of a think for Matt the Lesser. He's putting a bit more time now into this think as he decides what to do. And he goes for shipping. Oh, shipping with a 5 power priest. You love to see it. So yeah, Auron are in a good spot with shipping. They can get C3, G3. Maybe they calculate that they can. I mean, they don't have workers. They need some workers, but that does mean that double dig is going to be offered to the Fakirs, which is always good when you see Fakirs getting round one double dig. That is just a pleasure to see. Auron, I can scroll down a bit, can't I? I'll have to try and kind of I'll try and rearrange. Sorry, I'm just like rearranging the screen a little bit. I have to try and rearrange stuff on the spin. Oh, that doesn't quite work. We can't see Auron's favorite tile, but they did take air too. Would have loved a 5 power priest to air. The Ninja Priest. Good old Ninja. Where's he gone? Ninja winner of the Fire 2 tournament 2021, I guess that would have been, that has inspired Lustrous to make this great new classical settings Terra Mystica tournament. But Fakirs have taken the double dig. They go E6, G2. So, I mean, it's nice as well. Without Brown in the game, they've got 2 good hexes to dig. Matt the Lesser goes. Okay, so he's gone for. He's got his ships advanced. He's not built anywhere yet, and he's got 6 power income from that Air 2 plus the stronghold. So he's going to have double dig right at the start of the next round, which is going to be pretty cool. Yeah, so he doesn't take workers and build dwellings this round. He's just going into it next round. He's got workers coming in from the air cult. It's fun. I mean, it's good stuff. This is. I'm enjoying this game, guys. This is good. What did alchemists do with their stronghold power? They've used some power. They've also done a 5 power priest shipping advance, as well as having a priest in hand to get another. Are they going to go for another shipping advance? I guess they are. And then they can get, how many dwellings are they going to get? They're going to get E5, B3, maybe they'll get A8. So, I mean, this is good. Wysoma Green is going for 2 key round 2. So they're going to, you're suggesting they're going to Are they going to dig through the center? That seems. I mean, I can't envisage how that works right now, Waisoma. But there we go. Um, yeah, so anyone who's watching, anyone in chat, if you fancy joining me for a little conversation, if you want to talk about this game, if you want to talk about Terra Mysticon, if you want to talk about arena settings, come and join me in Discord. I'm in a Discord voice channel. I'm in the TMTL server. Just to plug Terra Mystica Tuesday League. So if you're in that server, feel free to just come and say hi. And yeah, come and chat if you want. I'm here on my own. Would love to hear whatever you want to talk about. If you're not in that server, I can put in chat what your Discord username, or send me a message on Discord. I'm EJ on Discord, and I'll send you a link. So where is this? You say they have the exact Hades. You say they have the exact resources for the town in round 2. Where are we seeing this town? Chat. Is it in the center island, or is it a bridge across? And I mean, I guess it must be the center island. 3 dwellings and a TP. 1, 2, 3. So because they can ship from C4, they can kind of they can build they can dig D5, E7 at the same time. Okay, that is fun. I mean, that is nice. And yeah, that's going to be a big 2-key town in this game up against the Swarmlings. Alchemists just get the 2 extra dwellings, and they pass with a chunk of points for their big buildings tile. They jump onto the shipping, and they've already got shipping, so they're going to be scoring right through this game. So that feels like a nice situation for Alchemists. And where do the digs go? So we're into round 2. They're taking their actions quickly, but we do have E7 and D5 dug by the Auron with that use of shipping. I mean, that's just a really cool use of shipping, because he's not kind of expanding out yet with the shipping, but he's just using it to dig that hex that he wants to dig. I like that. I like that a lot. It's all happening quite quickly. Kezalu, who by the looks of this symbol, I don't know if you can see on the stream, is playing on mobile, so that's that's fun. Gets the single dig start of round 2 and builds out a extra dwelling. And it is a trading post round, so we're seeing the trading post from Alchemists. Only scoring favor tile taken so far is the water one for Swarmlings, with their temple out in the east. It's the coins for Fakirs. They've been getting a bit more leech from Alchemists building there. They're going to get more leech now. They're going to be given leech by Auron as they build up. So that feels like a good situation. It feels like a fun and good game for a lot of the players here, which is really cool. Waisoma, blue black not trading leech hurt them both, so we didn't have the leech party out here despite having the largest collection of dwellings. Yeah, and you have to say Alchemists would have liked to have, in hindsight, built there. I guess they were hoping that Auron would, but Auron were never gonna use that as their leech party. Alchemists are out of round 2. They pass off the ship scoring, and they're jumping back onto that big building scoring, which gives them workers, it gives them points, and they are going to go into the dwelling round with Earth 1 with a bunch of workers and some shipping to really go for it. We do see the early 2-key town. There's a lot going on. It's all happening quickly, I think partly as a result of these interesting settings on the game. But it's a two key town for Auron, like we said, with the exact resources. Um, and that is going to, once they use their stronghold action or some other way of getting up the air cult, that's going to give them 2 digs at the end of this round. Um, and that is a big, probably blow in the fight with Swarmlings for the cults in this game. Swarmlings are done and they're on the dwelling pass style, so they'll be looking to get some dwellings. Could we hope to see a slightly more expansive build out from Swarmlings in this game now that they're on the dwelling pass tile? It seems unlikely. Yeah, well, some are saying the big building tile was way too good. I think, yeah, with waiting for those dwellings, that feels like some nice play by Kudutaki Turkler. A lot of good play here. Red Rain playing the Fakirs, Canadian flag proudly displayed, uh, has still got some actions left. He's got a cult step to take. He's building a temple. Is this going to be an air of kind of interesting air one line? No, it is Earth one. I guess they still have a priest to get up on the air cult to get their cult rewards. Um, it's all happening really quickly, and this is fun. I mean, it's not quite. It's obviously not Bullet, but it feels like I'm having a hard time to keep up here. But I'm enjoying it. This is some great Terra Mystica, the world's greatest board game, live here on the Terra Mystery Cats channel for the Two Key Cup. Classical settings, Terra Mystica tournament inspired by the old days of the Fire 2 tournaments, and we love to see it. The winner of this game will go straight into another 2-hour final against the winner of these other games that we see here. We've got Felipe Bart, we've got JDI in this game, we've got Zarito and Halai and Hephaestus. Hephaestus still only on 5 points in this game. And here we've got Ondas, Zavok, Eric Wolabson, and Darklings. It feels like they're playing fast, Lustrous. I agree. Why so much? Swarmers are probably behind with no 2 digs and missing the big buildings tile. Yeah, they've been locked out of that tile by, feels like, some really smart management by alchemists. You've got these kind of like interesting contests in this game, I think, because you've got Swarmlings fighting Auron for the cults, feels like. You've got Swarmlings fighting Alchemists for the shipping scoring and the big building scoring. That's going to be an interesting contest. Of course, we've got the fight for network, which Swarmlings are definitely out of. How expansive are Auron going to be? They've taken the 2 key down, maybe not. So is it just alchemists against fakirs for network in this game? They've both got Earth 1. Hades says fakir's game is huge, and that is what we like to see. We like to see a huge game. It's end of round 2. Again, feels quick. They already have good spots on cults and 2 temples and a TP to go with. Yeah, fakirs have got the priests coming in. They've got another priest from the past style this round. End of round spades see fakirs lock up their central town spot. That's going to be ready for completion next round. Auron dig the D6 hex, which is going to let them expand out into the east. And alchemists go straight in with a single spade +3 worker dig for the yellow B4 hex. That feels like an interesting choice, given that I didn't think that would have been threatened. And is that a bit of a break for? I mean, I guess Swarmlings were the only ones who could. Well, I mean, Swarmlings could take the double dig. They get their dig out in the southeast. Um, yeah, but like you're saying, Wysummer, it's the leech for fakirs, which it's just nice to see fakirs getting good leech. I've got a TM tour game at the moment, and I've got a stranded fakirs dwelling out in the west. No leech, no blue partner to get that good leech going. Um, but yeah, I always like to see fakirs being strong in a game. That's what we like. Coins can still be a problem, and on that matter, it's Oren who get the coins action in this round. So Matt the Lesser playing Oren, sat on 15 coins, um, with no priest, which is the drawback um, of a stronghold Oren game. Matt helps himself to the workers action as well to really tool himself up, and he is going to have D6, E9, G3 all to build on. Fakirs can hop across to E8, and they do so nicely now, taking that carpet flight. It Are they going to have another flight in them? I don't think so this round. They're not going to be able to dig for a dwelling. I was looking at this B2 hex. It was going to be a bit of a competition with alchemists. Alchemists pass again. This is nice from alchemists. This is jumping from the big building onto the ship scoring. I think I'm right in saying the alchemists round bonus tiles is going to be big building, shipping, big building, shipping for these first 4 rounds. Let's keep an eye. If Has that ever been done before in a like an alchemist's game of just swapping between two favor tiles the whole time? I mean, I'd love to see it if it did occur. You could, I mean, towns could next round be build A7, build a trading post, take a ship upgrade town and pass straight back onto the big buildings. I mean, that would be quite cool to see. Fakir's going to ship town next round. Yeah, so Fakirs will take their range extension. They build on D4 now and get another Earth 1 powered dwelling. Earth 1, as we all know, is the best favor tile in Terra Mystica, so that is some nice play by the Fakirs. Matt the Lesser he's got so many resources as Oren that he's can afford to take an Earth One. He can take the best favor tile before building his dwellings. So that is going to get scoring, and with that, Earth One is taken. Round 3, no more left. Although you don't feel like Swarmlings particularly were going to go after it. This round for Swarmlings, they're going to run out of. They've run out of workers. Unfortunately, they would have liked that workers actions. Kezelu playing Swarmlings, but they have managed to build. I think H7, I10. Has it been 1, 2, 3 dwellings this round on the dwelling scoring tile? Um, Fakirs jump onto the big building scoring. Does that mean that we're likely to see I can't do the calculation on resources, but could Fakirs complete this town with a trading house and then Sanctuary E3 to kind of get a second town in the same round? That would be truly impressive, and I think would be a mark of how much resources and leech they've got. Hades, you're saying they take coins and get a Sanctuary for Water 2, for Water 1. Okay, so maybe it's just straight into the F3 Sanctuary to complete the town for Fakirs. Ghostly, hello. You think Swarmlings probably should have passed on to the big building instead of building a dwelling, and I mean, you have to say that Swarmlings really would have liked to get onto that tile. Instead, they're on the trading house scoring, which is gonna do. They're gonna get three trading. houses, 6 points for that. D3. Yeah, sorry, yeah, Hades, you're right. Yeah, D3 Sanctuary, and then yeah, and it's just the range extension that they want. We're still waiting now for Matt the Lesser to build those dwellings. So he is gonna finish. Can he get one more? Does he have the shipping? He could burn some power and get. I think he can advance shipping and get one more dwelling if that's the kind of thing he wants to do. I mean, it's looking good now for Oran with they're going to be connected. It's a bridge. Whoa, interesting bridge. Was there bridge pressure? You have to feel like no, but I do love a bridge block, so maybe that was what he was wary of. So that's an interesting choice. He then passes. Yeah, he passes with a priest in hand and with 6 dwellings out on the board. So here we go. We're into round 4. We are 42 minutes into this game, and all the players have got a decent amount of time left on the clock. Keslu starting to get down to half clock time, which you'd think as Swarmlings it might be less time required. But this is it. This is round 4 of the first round of the August Tukey Cup, brought to you by Lustrous, who straight after this, we're going to go on Lustrous's channel, which is, I think, is Lustrous Games on Twitch. Maybe I can do one of those raid things. I don't know how you do that, but we're going to go straight into Lustrous's channel for the final of this game, which is going to be the winner of this game taking on the winner of these other games. We've got some really good high-level Terra Mystica all going on at once here, and it's great to see. Do I have to be logged into Twitch to do a raid? I'm just on Streamlabs desktop. Anyway, I wanted to talk about Terra Mystica. I wanted to talk about arena settings. Let's just have, while we're in round 4, what's going on with arena, folks? Arena settings, what are they? It's like random factions or something. Tell me about that. Let's talk about arena. Let's have a quick side thing. Again, I'm on Discord. If anyone wants to come and talk to me on Discord about arena settings, go for it. But we're in the town round, so we're going to see some stuff happening. We see alchemists straight onto a worker town by building a trading post. So they're the first to get the town in. Cult position for Fakirs. Yeah, I mean, like, this is... It was Oran with the 2 key, and then the Fakirs have locked up the 3 spots. Swarmlings, you have to feel, are struggling on cults. They're going to get 2 towns this round, so there goes their first town out in the west. Oh, raid. To initiate a raid on Twitch, use the raid command in your Twitch chat. So, can I send a message on my chat from here? Hello, everyone. Is that me? Oh, I'm not signed in. Okay, I need to sign in on Twitch here. Okay. I don't know the password. Here. Super. Are you still here? Do you want to PM me the password for the TMZ Twitch? Swarms block their town. What's that in reference to? Hades. Swarms have blocked. The E2 hex. Right, so that's not looking good for the Fakirs there. So they've built their sanctuary there, obviously hoping for a town. They took Water 1, which is a fine favor tile to have in your possession. And yeah, so I've seen the comments about arena settings. But yeah, so Swarmlings, like you're saying, Lustrous, they haven't had that big buildings tile yet, but they are going to use their action and upgrade I-10 to a trading house and get that second town out, which is going to be 5 extra points for building the town in this round. They're still up there in points. I mean, I don't initially don't feel like the game is good, but they're up there on points. There's not many points to be had in the round 5 and round 6. They will get a temple, they'll get a trading post, they'll score some there, but endgame points is going to be difficult for them. Swarmlings, stable. They're always stable. You can't knock the Swarmlings. They are solid and dependable. On the points, it's Alchemists with the lead at the moment. We're keeping an eye on that battle for the big building tile because, again, we're looking for Alchemists to do the jump back to the big building, and if they jump back to ship scoring, we're considering that a Terra Mystica record, unless proven otherwise. And it is the second town for Swarmlings. They take a 8-point cult town, which gets them, they're still winning water. They're up there on air. They're going to send a priest and get an extra dig on earth. Swarmlings will get the big building tile, you're saying. They are after, so they're just waiting for Fakirs to pass. And it's on them. Alchemists have got a single delay action, but then they're probably done and they're probably going to be passing on to but I mean, this tile here, like 6 coins sat there, that is like effectively 6 points for Alchemists, right? That's what we always say, each coin is a point for Alchemists. I think that like basically works. Alchemists need advanced digs to win, so they haven't advanced digs yet. Not coins, not from Colts. You're saying they need it to win, to like get the network to win, or just for the points of advancing digs? So on town count in round 4, we're going to have. I mean, are Oran going to get a town this round? They've got not enough resources, right? I think it is the tally going to be Alchemists 1, Fakirs 1, Oran 0, Swarmlings 2 on the round towns. Swarmlings need to take the priest to get a delay action, so that will be. Is that what Keselu is thinking about now? If they don't take it, Alchemists could take it as a delay. Because, yes, Swarmlings don't have much else that they can delay with, given how expensive everything is for them. They send the priest to Earth, so they've got that priest to Earth in, protecting it against blocking from other factions. So it is priest to Earth. Arena settings are, I'm scrolling back, random with fan factions and bidding, random map 2. So how does that work? Does it just give 4 totally random factions and you have to bid on them? Is that a totally new setting on BGA? I feel like I've never played with that, but maybe it was always there as a faction. Is that fully new? Alchemists take the priest actions. Alchemists are looking delay. So, I mean, I'm really getting obsessed with this bonus tile jumping. You're saying, why Soma? You're saying that alchemists, their point scoring is temples and advancing digs and advancing ship, but they can score Earth 1. Maybe I'm misunderstanding you. So you get 4 random boards, you pick the side, and it forces no mega sandwiches. And we're calling a mega sandwich 4, so you can still have a single sandwich. Swarmling, sorry, you're saying, okay, build temples and advance digs and ship. Yeah, okay, sorry, I'm with you. So do you all pick the side? So it's like Ghostly, you've been given blue, you pick Swarmlings or Mermaids or Wisps or Atlanteans. And then Wysoma, you've been given grey, so you pick Engineers or Goats or blah 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 or blah blah blah. Only 2. Either classic or fan. Okay, so it's Ghostly. You've been given blue fan factions. Pick either Atlanteans or Wisps. Wysoma, you've been given grey base, so you pick Engineers or Dwarves. But as you've mentioned, King Ghostly, it is Swarmlings who jump to the big building tile. Fakirs are actually the first to pass in this round, which somewhat surprised me. That I guess they felt like, I mean, it was a good tile. It's 6 coins. The Cult Step. Yeah, the Cult Step might do something for them. So Swarmlings finally are on the big building tile, so they will get the 8 points from that in round 5. It's 9 points for Alchemists, who jump to another scoring tile, to the dwelling tile, which is going to be nice for them because then they can just use this temple round, which is, it's never that good of a round to score with, so they can just build Earth 1 dwellings. We go into round 5, and it's Fakir's Red Rain to act first, who snaps the coins. Points wise, it's Swarmlings in the lead, so endgame isn't looking strong, but Swarmlings are there. Interestingly, Swarmlings blocked this yellow hex with their end of round digging against Red Rain. Fakir's jumping over there. That's a interesting little block. Flight wise, Fakir still have B1. Once they get into H3, they still have H1. Those are well, I don't know. B1 will be threatened. Can they get to D7 and jump across there? We'll see. It wasn't a town for Oran in the town round here, so they kind of took that early bridge before the town round and then didn't use it in the town round. I'm like really going to be loath to ever criticize Matt the Lesser, who is a far better Terra Mystica player than most of us, but it doesn't feel like a great use of that early 3 power. And just another quick time check. It is the Swarmlings. It is Keselu who's down to 12 minutes out of his original 30. Hopefully things for Swarmlings will be stable enough that he can get the moves in. But as ever, this is the Two Key Cup. Every player has 30 minutes. If they reach their 30-minute time limit, they stay in the game, they're not eliminated, but they just have to pass and they can't take any further actions. So it's an interesting, different rule for timing. The most British of shit talking about the Lesser. I don't like to criticize people ever. I mean, I'm not criticizing him as a person. I'm criticizing a potential slight inaccuracy. He's a nice guy. First cult is claimed by Oran, who, like we saw early in the game, got that early 2 key town, and as a result, they're going to win 2 cults. Feels quite good, maybe 2 Colts and 2 second places. And they are still looking really good on network as well. They are last on points. They're down on 59 as they just take a hench 5 for 4 leech there, offered by Fakirs. It must have been. Fakirs are building a temple, which scores them this round. That gives them Air 1. So we've got 2 players with the full complement of scoring tiles, Oren and Fakirs. And yes, we do currently have the ship scoring open. So you feel like Swarmlings this round, not what have Swarmlings done so far this round. They have built a temple and taken water too. You love to see it. But maybe they're done. Maybe they pass straight away and try and take that ship scoring. Wysoma, you're saying you bet your flat on Oren winning. You're going for Oren, are we? Yeah, let's check in. Chat, who do we like at this point? We've got Swarmlings leading on points, but with probably a poor end game. We've got Oren behind on points, but with probably the strongest end game scoring. We've got the rest of this temple round and a trading house round to come. Who do we think is going to win? Alchemists are in a. Alchemists have missed water too. We weren't sort of keeping an eye on the water 2 rush. Keslu is shipping. Keslu Swarmlings has used their trading post action now. They're upgrading ships. I feel like if I was them, I would be getting itchy feet to hop onto that ship scoring as I'm upgrading my shipping. Wysomia is saying Fakirs look solid, but without good econ. Fakir is going to have to do something about this town situation. Swarmlings do not have digs upgraded yet, but it is a triple dig. Do you take a triple dig as Fakirs for a single town? It is going to be a trading post round, so they're going to want to build trading posts anyway. Fakirs fly up to B1. Water 2 rush. Hey, Last Samurai. Good to have you. And it is alchemists who jump onto the ship scoring. So they didn't. So, okay, we didn't have ship scoring big building, but we did have, I think, in this game, that is alchemists on a scoring tile every round. Is that a record? It feels like that's probably not a record. Feels like something somebody's probably done before. It's interesting. How rare does that feel? And alchemists have no cult position, and they're going into a trading house round without trading house scoring, but they're going to get a town. They are connected. Am I backing alchemists for the win? I'm never one to actually put to back a player, but I feel like I should. And at this point, I am going to call Fakirs winning this game. Pretty sure it happened before in the history of Terra Mystica. We've played a lot of games, that's true. A lot of things have happened. I want to know a game where a faction has just jumped from one favor tile to another 6 rounds in a row. I want to know if that's ever happened. Alchemists need 2 more towns to even have a chance, you're saying, Wysoma. Yeah, where is another town for them? B3, B2, A4, bridge to C1. It's going to need a lot of resources. They're going to go into the round with 8 and 10. Doesn't feel like enough resources to get that level of towns without fire 2. And yeah, needing a bridge. Is there any bridge pressure? Not really. Fakirs could dig C2 and bridge instead of the triple dig. Hard to keep swapping in 4-player due to player order. Yeah, I agree. That's why, yeah. Meanwhile, we've got a bit of a scrap on our hands with Oren fighting Fakirs for the fire cult. And when I say scrap, I mean Fakirs have lost the scrap already because Oren have got their faction stronghold ability, which is going to pretty easily give them that fire cult. You have to say. All players could now pass and will take scoring tiles. And is this one of those situations where no matter what happens, they will all get scoring tiles if they want? I think that's how this works when you've got one not on a scoring tile. Fakirs could have done a temple. They could have done a temple for 5. Ooh, 8 points worth. Yeah, so what did they do? They just did a flight to... No, they did a earth bump. Yeah, that would have been that's you're right. That could have been a for yeah. I mean, in the temple round, 5-3, that would have been fun. But it is Oren who win that fight, and it's Fakirs passing on to the dwelling scoring, which they'll be happy for into that last round. We've got Swarmlings still in the round, still with the points lead, and with 8 points from their bonus tile and 3 points from their Air 1 on the pass. Swarmlings are going to start round 6 with something like a 50-point lead. No, Oren have got passing points as well. So 40-point lead on Oren. Big lead on the other factions. Missing a priest production. Like if they built that, if Fakirs built that temple, where somebody is saying they couldn't have taken the priest production. Too many priests, which is a mark of how much they fought the cult Fakirs. They fought cults a lot. They got 3 spots, but they're going to end up with a second place. Yeah, probably a third place. Probably a third place. So that's an interesting turnout for Fakirs. They would have got some economy from the cult rewards along the way. But we're saying no. Okay, actually, I was wrong. My passing game is not on point. Swarmlings have to pass for the 4 coins in a cult step. They didn't want to pass early for the dwellings because they're not going to finish with any dwellings. It's a classic Swarmlings game. So no pass scoring again for the Swarmlings. For Keselu, he does pass and ends the round on 118 points. Oren, meanwhile, can take their actions. They can do some conversions, build on C5, pass only for 2 points. With the trading posts here already that they used to build this town this round. Was that a stalling? Was that town for kind of stalling purposes? Because they built those trading posts a bit early. Not sure. But here we go. We're into round 6 of the first round of the Two Key Cup at 7 p.m. my time, so in 55 minutes time, Lustrous and um, Jekyll are going to be streaming the final, which is going to see the winner of this game take on the winner of these other games, which are all also approaching the end. We've going into round 6. We'll take a look at the results of the other game in a sec before we sign off. But in this game here, with Kezelu Redraim, Kutudaki Turkla, and Matt the Lesser, the action started with Redraim upgrading a dwelling to a trading house. Was that the highest priority action they could take? Maybe. To free up a dwelling? Maybe? Oh, what's... Okay, so let's catch up here. Sorry. Okay, so Alchemists are completing a town, sort of building up for this town in the east. Meanwhile, Redraim took the double dig, did not choose to dig out any town hexes, and instead flew over to D7 and dug I1. They do have the best favored tile in Terra Mystica Earth ones. They're going to be scoring on those dwellings as they fly, and that feels like a good situation for Fakirs. They build a trading post on the 8, which is going to free up another dwelling. They're scoring that trading post with Water 1, with Air 1, and that's going to let them build on B6. This is the kind of situation where I don't think... okay, so if alchemists are only building this second town, maybe have alchemists do have enough with their advanced digs to hit the B6 hex, for example. It'll be interesting to see if they do. They have to do it right now if they want to do it, and they don't. They leave B6 for Fakirs, so that is going to be another flight for Fakirs. Fakirs may get network. We're saying right now Fakirs sitting on 14, obviously connected. They fly across to B6. They've got... I mean, they don't have loads of resources. They're kind of done. At the point they upgrade upgrade to a trading house, they do have a cheap trading house up here on A5. They then build I1, and then they're done. They're losing all these little fights on the Colts. Tall Gears. This is certainly not Tall Gears we're seeing today. Forbidden combo. Swarmling still in the lead. Still with the lead without a pass tile. What have Swarmlings done this round? They've kind of done cult. They've done cult advance. They've done shipping. It's just the Swarmlings stuff now. But Swarmlings are going to be able to... they've already advanced digs. They're going to get another ship advance. They're going to get another trading post. So there are points coming for Fakirs compared to the others. Oran, no more towns coming for Oran. Oran are also kind of like about at the limit of resources. It's not been loads of resources going into the final round. I think that's partly as a result of seeing a town round into a temple round, so people not left with many dwellings on the board, not many resources on the pass tiles perhaps, so it's a kind of tight, crunchy finish to this game. Alchemists are going to complete this town, but again at that point they don't have many resources left. They're only sat on 12 network. They can build G5. They can build H5. There's no worker town, so maybe they can get to 14 network. So they're still going to be behind Fakirs in that sense. Oran, clock's on Oran. All the players have got plenty of time now, so I mean, I think they can really afford to take the time with their decisions, which will give us maybe a little bit of time to breathe if they do. Swarmlings upgrade their shipping. They've got the ships fully upgraded. It is classic Horderlings. And it's the single dig action for Oran building on C2. That puts Oran on 14 network and gives them access to A3 with, I think we're going to say, just enough resources. I think, I've talked some bad stuff about Matt the Lesser in the past. I don't like the guy. I don't think he's good at Terra Mystica, but I think in this instance, he is going to have enough to build a trading house, score some points from that, build another dwelling on A3, and get to 15 network to match Fakir's. Matt the Lesser, the only player not currently on 100 points, but with 3 cult wins and a second place and a tied win on network. You do the maths, folks, but he's looking good. 8 points on the pass from the passing tile, 4 points from the Air 1. Needs one more ship. Interesting. Matt cannot ship to A3. Like I said, he struggles to work things out because he is Matt the Lesser, and I hope he doesn't just tune in to when I start criticizing him. I hope he realizes the sarcasm and how much I love and respect Matt as a person. I can't commit to the bit. I don't think, just eyeballing it, I don't think he's going to have enough to go shipping, trading post, and dwelling. So I think that probably gives Fakir's the network win. I flame him. Fakir's on network. Fakir's 125 points. Fakirs do have the dwelling pass tile. Fakirs send a priest to the air cult forever, and with that, currently take second place. So Fakirs do have 2 second places to show for their cult presence. Stronghold start and the Sanctuary follow up. Always tricky playing Stronghold Oran. You always sort of forget that you don't have priests, but it's nice to see Stronghold Oran because that's their thing. That's all they have, other than this big blank place on their board. It's been it's been a good game of seeing Fakirs flying, seeing Oran taking on the Colts, taking on Swarmlings. This is about a classical. Well, in terms of what we see now, this is about as classical Swarmlings game as you do see. We don't see the 2 key town from them, and so we don't see them really winning Colts, and we didn't see them getting big building and shipping scoring going. But in terms of these buildings, which is going to be, we're going to see this dwelling upgraded to a trading post, and that is going to be just classic Swarmlings with, I think. And here we go. This is now we get to the real end game. After, I mean, this has been really fun. I've enjoyed this game. With 10 minutes still left on the clock, so plenty of time. Red Rain playing the Fakirs passes, sits on 137 points before the end game. But with what? Okay, how has Matt done this? Wait, what witchcraft? How has Matt somehow got? He sent a priest to water. Like Matt is he's gonna get the dwelling. He's got by the barest margin. I really didn't think that was going to be possible, and that is going to be a huge swing in this game against Fakirs, who you have to say must be the competition. Is it? They're behind though. They are behind 115 points after passing. Swarmlings are going to be last to pass, and with their Air 1 points, I mean, is this? I think this is just pass for Swarmlings. They're going to be now thinking, can they do anything with a temple to get some points? They can't. They're going to be in the lead before endgame scoring. But here we go with the final points on the game. The Colts are scored. We see Swarmlings winning the Water Colts. But from here on out, it is going to be 16 more Colt points for Oran as they win the Earth and the Air Colt. It's still Swarmlings with the lead for now. Oran sitting ahead of. Oh wait, Matt didn't build the last dwelling. What? Why didn't they? Why didn't he build the last dwelling? He didn't have shipping. I was. Yeah, you were right. He didn't have shipping. That was sorry, my mistake. I forgot he didn't have shipping, so he didn't get the last dwelling. That means that Fakirs are going to be ahead, clearly with um, a clear and distinct network win. They are going to take all the network points and they are going to win this game in round one of today's Two Key Cup tournament by, in the end, a pretty good margin. And in the end, it was Swarmlings who were their closest competitor. Keslu coming in second on Swarmlings. Matt the Lesser taking third place with Oran, and Kududaki Turkler down on 144 with Alchemists. Maybe just not quite. We liked the pass tile game from Alchemists, but that was that. So that was like a really enjoyable game. Thanks everyone for joining in the chat. It was great to have you. Congratulations to Red Rain, who will go into the final to be played in 40 minutes time at the top of the hour, and that will be streamed on Lustrus's Twitch channel, which I think is, can we find it? Yeah, Lustrous Games. So make sure that you subscribe to Lustrous Games on Twitch, who's in French for some reason. So yeah, Lustrous will be streaming the final. Before we sign off, let's take a quick look at the other games. It looks like we're on final scoring here in the Zarito Halai Relentless Ruin Hephaestus game, which we remember Hephaestus started this game on 0 points as cultists, having fully bid them down. In this game, we do have an Alchemist 16 structure network win. And it is comparatively a lower scoring game here. And it's going to be super close. Relentless Ruin is going to convert 2 coins to a point. No, that was already done. Was that already accounted for, I guess, with Alchemist? And it's Halai who gets into the final by a single point. So we're going to see Halai in the final. And then how close are these other games? Have we got... Should we stick around? Let's stick around on stream here, everyone, to see the other games complete, I think. Let's take a look at this Zevok game. Here we've got Zevok playing Dwarfs, who's connected on 14 structures and is building a town. It's another town round, final round. Ondas here is playing the Swarmlings with a bit of a larger footprint. 10 network, which is probably still not going to be enough to fight for network. Given that halflings and darklings have got some stuff. This is a fun town in the north for halflings. Darklings 3 town for There's Life Gym. Kind of the underdog in this game, sub 500 elo in a tournament full of really strong players. Still time left for every player here, and it's Erik Olavsson, who's not going to have another town to complete. Darklings aren't going to have another town to complete. This is an interesting Dwarves game with kind of scattered settlements, and then the southeast town. We have halflings with a stranded sanctuary as well. Meanwhile, in this game with Big Buildings final round, Mermaids, Scoomy Mooms with the 2 key town with 2 cult wins. That's fun. We can just kind of chill out now and watch these games come in after the kind of the action-packed full-on game we had in our feature table. Darklings just digging out a hex. They're sat on 140 points, so good points lead for There's Life Gym. Only also finishing on 10 network though, so no Swarmlings are going to get some network points in this game. And actually Swarmlings are going to be ahead of Darklings on network with a clutch final dwelling. They're done. Good resource maximization from these players here. Nothing left for the Darklings, nothing left for Swarmlings. Every single possible resource used up. Dwarves declining to build a dwelling with some... Yeah, dwarves doing some dig bombing. Does it count as dig bombing if they're only on 3 workers? Temple for Erik to take a fire 3 to fight Darklings on the fire cult. Darklings not typically one you'd expect to see fighting the fire cult. But that means halflings are also... No, halflings are going to pass. Halflings have got 1 more dwelling in them, haven't they? Yeah. Dwarves tunnel for their dwelling for some extra points. Dwarves have got 2 cult wins and a clear win on network. No, some air 1 passing. So you have to feel like that is going to be quite a good situation for Zavok. As we come to the end of this one, Zavok passes 121. Erik passes on those 11 dwellings. He's saying good luck in the final, which suggests that Erik does not think he's won. It looks like a good situation for... Oh, is it such a good situation for Dwarves, given how far ahead Darklings are on points right now? But no, there's going to be points there for Zavok. And with an air 1 win that we see come in now, followed by some big network points. This is going to be a win for Dwarves and a win for Zavok. Wysoma rightly says we should make Zavok start at least 5 points lower after auction. But even if we did, that would not have made a difference in this game because he is going to take this one by 8 points over a very close fight for the minor placings. There's Life Gym Steve just taking the 4th place by a tiny amount. So that is that game done. So we know we have Red Raim, we have Halai, and we have Zavok in what is shaping up to be a great final to the Tukey Cup today. Streaming in half an hour's time. You've got to factor in now the fact that Red Raim is going to have the best rest between games. This Tukey Cup is a question of stamina. It's a question of sustaining that high level Terra Mystica for potentially 4 hours solid. But in this case, Red Raim, he's going to be toweling down. He's going to be having a coffee, taking a rest. 5:30 a.m. in New Zealand, is that true, Ghostly? Okay, so that really would have been hard if Steve was going to play across 4 hours of consecutive Terra Mystica through the wee hours of New Zealand. In this game, we've got Scoomy passed on Mermaids, we've got Giants passed, we've got Darklings with a, as ever, lead on points before the end, although Felipe, the plus 700 on paper strongest player on this table, is having a very strong looking Dwarves game. But in this case, not with much network at all. It's a fairly low footprint Dwarves here. They're going to have one Colt win, playing Mermaids 2 Colts, and it's a tied Colt win for Mermaids and Darklings in this game. It's cool to see different factions, kind of, how different paths can be taken across these games as we kind of quickly flick between them. No worries at all, Illustrious. This was really fun. And here we go. It's the last remaining game in this round 1 of the Tukey Cup. Mermaids Colt points are going to come in now. It's still going to leave them with a big gap to Felipe Bart playing the Dwarves. And here are the Dwarves Colt points coming in. It's going to give Felipe a really strong lead over Darklings, and this game, even with network points, is going to see Felipe take the win by a considerable margin. Okay, maybe only 6 points. But there we go. It is Felipe Bart playing the Dwarves who's going to win this game. And that means that congratulations to our winners. Thanks to all the players. As we tick over on resource scoring, we are going to have a final this evening our time, this afternoon, in half an hour's time exactly, of Zavok versus Halai versus Red Raim versus Felipe Bart, who now sits on 721 elo. It is going to be a fantastic final of Terra Mystica. Make sure you get subscribed to Lustrous Games on Twitch and tune in where Lustrous and Jekyll are going to be streaming the final for an incredible final to this Tukey Cup. Great tournament. Thanks for joining me today. I've been EJ on the Terra Mystery Cats channel. And the stream is starting. Okay, so the stream is starting, so you can follow. It's going to have a screensaver 15-20 minutes. So get watching Lustrous now, everyone. get ready for the final that's going to take place. Um, and yeah, I'll see you in chat. So, cheers everyone. It's been fun streaming. Thanks for joining and enjoy the